Hey guys, Jess Modoff here. I had one of my subscribers ask if I would do a tutorial on the Dear Evan Hansen song, Words Fail. I can't do a tutorial on the entire song, but I can do the tutorial on a little part of it, or at least the first part, and some of my method for how I learned that song by ear. First thing about Words Fail, I've never seen Dear Evan Hansen before, but what I know of the storyline is really moving and really impactful. The song Words Fail, I believe, comes toward the end of the show where Dear Evan Hansen has been caught in a lie. And it's not a very good moment for him. It starts off, the song, with what we would call a synth pad sound. And it's a very liquid, ongoing sound that doesn't really decay. I don't think my Bluetooth speaker is going to capture it very well in this recording, but you guys can always listen to the original Broadway cast recording if you want to get the essence of what I'm talking about. It starts with this synth pad sound, and it starts with an open fifth, G and D, and then it sneaks in a C in the chord, and then it repeats the same thing with the synth pad sound and sneaks in the C. And then the actual piano comes in and plays the same exact two notes. And he starts singing, "I never meant to make it such a mess." And I believe that the piano sound is the thing that creates that impetus for him to express outwardly what he was thinking internally. So in other words, that synth pad sound is setting the stage dramatically for him. He is digesting the fact that he has been caught and he literally doesn't know what to say. He is speechless. And so we have this synth pad sound. And then finally, when he responds and he has something to say, the piano spurs that on. "I never meant to make it such a mess." And I'll play the recording for you in a minute. So one of the things that I thought was important when I was learning this piece by ear and sort of translating it for the use on the piano was I wanted to achieve setting the stage well at the beginning of this song while still preserving, for the most part, the same range and harmonic structure that was present in the recording. Well, that's hard to do all of that because you're only doing it on one instrument. And in the recording, that beginning section is shared amongst the synth pad and the piano sound. So let's listen to just that opening passage. Here's the synth pad. There's the C, then G and D. Here's the C. Here comes the piano.
I never meant to make it such a mess. I never thought that it would go this far.
So the actual pitches in this part are not difficult, you know. But I think capturing the essence is a little bit more difficult. So if I simply did what the recording does, then I have no difference for when Evan starts singing. I never meant to make it such a mess, right? So what I did in the recording that I have on my YouTube channel was I rolled the chord and I added an extra octave to the registration. And I tucked in that little C so that I was creating an urethral sound. But because of the decay of the piano, I can't create the exact same type of sound that the synth pad was creating. So I do have limitations. Listen to what I did. I never meant to make it such a mess. I never thought that it would go this far. So that's how I handled the beginning passage. The next passage I'm going to play for you right now has a lovely cello addition to it.
So I just stand here, sorry, searching for something to say. Something to say.
So you'll notice in this recording, there's a lot of this, and there's also a lot of this. this. Repetitive open fifths or open fourths. There's a lot of that throughout this whole piece. And while it does present a nice grounding, sort of the dirt or the ground on which the piece is built, it's not very interesting. So anytime you have something that is not open fifths or open fourths, you're going to want to bring that out. So in this part where, in the beginning, where the cello comes in, you want to bring that out. Now, one really innovative thing that I think the composers did was they didn't have this open fifth sounding every beat, but they have it in the beginning sounding every other beat. Hit, hold, hit, hold, hit, hold, hit, hold. And it presents a certain sense of hesitancy and open space at the beginning that I think is really nice. I'm going to keep going on.
Words fail, words fail. There's nothing I can say.
Here comes the guitar.
I guess I thought I could.
So it's important that when you're dealing just with the piano and you want to mimic the sounds that you're hearing in a recording that involves more of a full band or something, sometimes there are little tricks you can do to make it sound like the full band is there. In this case, the guitar strummed that G major chord. Actually, it's a G5 chord. A guitarist is not able to play all 6 strings at once without strumming, without breaking that chord a little bit. So anytime you're hearing an acoustic guitar, feel free to break up that chord and roll it on the piano just as a guitarist would be doing. So we just did something to say. Words fail, words fail. There's nothing I can say. Here's the guitar. Bring out that left hand. Bring out the left hand. Now here come 2 extra beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Violin. So that's a little bit of me playing ahead of what you heard in the recording. But so basic things here, you want it to sound like the recording and the instrumentation that's there. And sometimes you're going to have to make little adjustments. But you also want to provide a atmosphere that reflects the recording as well. And sometimes if you do exactly the exact pitches that the original recording did, it's not going to work out as much. So you want to be innovative without, arranging it so that it's unfamiliar, basically. If you want to listen to my entire rendition, feel free to find that on my YouTube channel and subscribe, and feel free to ask any questions you guys might have about learning by ear. Thanks a lot.